Hello again, YouTube. Manosphere Masters here. I wanted to put a video up. I want to talk about a couple things. I want to talk about what I believe Tariq Nasheed coined as foundational Black Americans. And I want to kind of go a little deeper with that for the people who don't understand what exactly that is, and dealing with what was called copper colored and the native tribes, so on and so forth. But I also want to talk about Lolo Jones, how she is on a dating site now, and it goes hand in hand with what I talked about earlier, that all of these women can be got. What can Lola Jones, if I create a Bumble account right now and I shot my shot at Lola Jones and I say, hey, listen, you know, I want to get to know you, and I know you want kids and stuff, and I'm a natural baby maker and blah, blah, blah. Let's say I shot my shot at Lola Jones. All she could do is say yes or no. Just like we was talking about earlier. I know it's dark. I'm not going, just listen to what I'm saying. But I also want to talk about this foundational Black Americans thing. Listen, all of this putting like Africans down and stuff like that, here's what y'all don't understand. Do y'all remember in the Bible when it said, talked about how they couldn't tell the Hebrews from the Egyptians because they looked so much alike? And it's almost like if you saw a Siberian husky and a wolf from a distance, you wouldn't know which is which. That's how it is with the foundational Black Americans, as it's called. See, our ancestors were voyaging the whole entire globe, if you will. Some people believe, and I wouldn't doubt if it was some of our ancestors believed, that the Americas are the real, true biblical land. Because they find things here that were mentioned in the Bible, like the gopher wood, like different things. So some people believe that the Americas are the land flowing with milk and honey that the Bible talked about. And it's how fitting it is that we ended up here. Which makes me believe, wait a minute, it's possible because our ancestors were here. Now, I know people trying to come in my comments telling me this and that, because it's just natural for these other races to put us blacks down and act like we ain't nothing. Ain't never been nobody. But when you say, this is what you don't understand, that a person can be born in Africa and be a foundational Black American. Here's what I'm saying. If their ancestors came here and then went back to Africa, let's say when slavery got, y'all do realize that some people escaped the U.S. during the slavery time. They went all over the place. That's why you go to Dominican Republic, you go to Trinidad, you go to all these places, Jamaica, all these places that people say that they're not foundational Black Americans. They look just like us. Why? Because the ancestors escaped all over the world. They tried to live all over the world. And we don't know when, the when, where's, and how's. So why would we even try to distinguish who's not f.b.a. and who is? Because we don't know. You know what I'm saying? So that's not something that we should. Pearlie is probably smiling, her cheeks, little white cheeks, red like Santa Claus. Her Viking heritage, man, all she needs is a beard. But Y'all arguing over small stuff. A lot of people is arguing over small stuff. They want to discredit people who might be more foundationally black than them. Cause see, there was so many voyages going on. Y'all do realize that they knew how to build boats, right? See, it's just here in the U.S. that blacks are bombarded with gangster movies and rap music and all this other stuff that takes them away from their natural ability sometimes to build, to create. Because the enemies to our ancestors who make themselves enemies, I mean, if they part of the creation, they part of the creation. But the real enemies are the devils and the demons and Satan herself. But because they understand what they gave up, they hate the apple of the Most High's eye. And their goal is to deceive us and to mislead us and have us chasing money so we won't chase God, because that's one of the ways people of all times have their hearts are turned away from God. They get to, like Solomon became arrogant and he began to do other things and to learn other things than what his faith, his natural faith was. And that's what we continue to do to this day. And every time we begin to organize, there's a plant somewhere or there's a misunderstanding that we can't resolve. So instead, we just battle it out, which we shouldn't be doing. You know, the lines is drawn on YouTube. Like it shouldn't be. It's all of us who is sick and tired of these white people and anybody else like trying to act like we second-class citizens and putting us down and acting like we somehow is the worst of the worst. But yet they continue to make money off of us. And this is why we can't be at each other's throat. I can't tell these guys what to do. But I really hate to see the conflict that's going on between Mike TV and Duke. Because it's a misunderstanding. We don't know. Duke could be f.b.a. I mean, it's a matter of the voyages that were taken by his ancestors. Where did they go? What did they do? How long was they there? And that's not just Duke. It's other Africans. It's Africans that's in Britain or wherever else. You know, we just don't know. That's one of the things we don't know. We don't know who's foundationally black or how much ancestry did they have. I know I am. You know what I mean? And I dug into mine a little bit. Mine goes from all four sides. You know, and they say, well, take the ancestry test. For what? So they could try to tell me I'm not native? I already know I'm native. My grandmother was born in Beaufort, South Carolina. I don't have to say nothing else. I don't even have to go into the other grandparents. That's all you need to know. Because anybody that knows who was in Beaufort, South Carolina already know. They already know. But, I hate to see all this infighting because, trust me, the coons ain't fighting. They calling each other up. They schooling each other. Hey, man, don't say nothing about them. Don't mention none of those guys' names. So we got to be the same. We got to be a united front, man. You know. But anyway, let's get back to this Lolo Jones thing. It just proves what I said earlier. See, these women want you to think that they somehow are too good for you, but that's not the case at all. Let's just say I went after her and she bit. She say, I want you to do X, Y, and Z. Hey, what? It'll just happen. Or let's say it happened with you. I want you to do X, Y, and Z. Because she's a millionaire, because she's an Olympic athlete, because, listen, none of that matters in a relationship. People try to make that stuff matter. They try to make that stuff matter. She gonna choose who she choose. She is. You know? And she wants a family, man. So any of y'all dudes shoot y'all shot, just know that's what she wants. Be careful with that, man, because she might, you never know, they be acting different when they start having them kids, man. But her status is just proof of what I was saying earlier. Man, I must be really dark skinned. I could barely see my glasses in the camera. Ain't nothing wrong with dark skin, no. Unless you a coon. It's a good thing unless you're a coon. See, some dark-skinned dudes don't know how to be dark-skinned and love themselves. See, they want to run to the palest skin, and there ain't nothing wrong with that as long as you don't hate yourself, and that's not the reason you doing it. They want to run. I gotta see myself and my kids. You know, but don't think none of these women are off limits. They want you to believe that. Listen, there's not a woman alive that's too good for me. I believe I'm too good for some of them, but ain't none of them too good for me. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care about your money. They ain't too good for me. Especially the high body count ones. Don't you realize you could be a millionaire? That being doing certain acts, certain times, and certain number of times, that's going to take away from who you are. You say, well, what about men? What about us? We got 2.1 million sperm cells growing per day. You think all of those cells are just for one woman? The Most High put in us to make sure that the world would be populated. But anyway, I'm getting ready to get in, eat my food. I got me an Oreo shake, a double cheeseburger and fries, and I'm about to smash it. Ain't no diets this way, man. Maybe one day, ain't no diets this way, man. See, that's why I'm not fat. Because I eat whatever I want and I don't worry about it. And I work out. So, remember, guys, all these women can get got. If she turns you down, don't try to get with her no more. And if she try to come later, just work on yourself. She try to come back. When she see, you ever see the gold digger pranks when they try to come back? Like, nah, we just gonna leave it how you put it. You said you wasn't interested. We just gonna leave it right there. Moving on. Thanks for watching. Keep tuning in. This is Manosphere Masters. Check out my other channel, the No Matrix, No Simping on Subjects channel. If you have not done so, subscribe. Because soon, we're going to be getting into some lives and some call-ins and this and that. Real soon. Stay tuned.